Hello friends, God bless you, and let us look at today one of the great King Solomon from the Old Testament. And as soon as I say King Solomon, you immediately realize he was the most wisest person in the whole earth. He was majestic. His rule was so wide, and it was so prosperous. Like a gold was like at the value of dirt. Everything was majestic about Solomon. He built the palaces. He built the temple. But do you realize that Solomon Solomon was not in line of getting the throne, because David had a 19th son. Solomon was the 10th one. David had 6 sons born to David in Hebron, and 13 were born in Jerusalem. And in claiming the throne, he was the 10th in the line. Then why David selected Solomon to be king? Why God directed David his thoughts that he selected Solomon to be king? And another thing is, Solomon was not only 10th in the line of throne to getting throne, but also he was very young when Solomon became king. Some scholars believe that he was 12 years old. Some scholars believe that he was 20 years old. And kingdom was so vast, so big, and at very tender age, he became king. And I believe that you realize and you know that he was selected as a king not because he was wise, because his wisdom came after God granted his prayer and give him a wisdom. So before he became king, he was not a wise person. He was an ordinary person. On the other hand, King David's firstborn son was Amnon, and he, according to tradition, he should have become a king. But we know the story. He raped Tamar and was killed. And then there is another son, third son, Absalom. He was handsome, he was well built, and his father loved him. King David loved Absalom, because we know that when Absalom died, King David was very sorrowful and he mourned for his death. Not only king liked him, but the people also loved Absalom. People loved Absalom. So it could have been a natural choice for the next king of Israel to be Absalom. But no, Solomon became the king. What was so special about Solomon? What was so special about Solomon? And the key is, there was nothing special about Solomon. There was nothing special about Solomon. If you read the Bible, 1 King chapter 3 verse 7, Solomon says that I am a little child. If you read the Hebrew word for a little child is Qatan. Qatan means I'm insignificant. Solomon knew that he has no special skills. He may not be that much handsome. He called himself that I am insignificant. And if you read Proverb 4, he says that I'm a tender son. Solomon himself says I'm tender. And the Hebrew word for tender is rak. That means I'm weak. So Solomon himself says that I am weak and I am insignificant. There was nothing special about Solomon. But he knows one thing, that he has to depend on God, and which he did. And he is asking very specific thing when God appeared to him in a dream. And he said, God, would you give me a wisdom? For what? He asked the wisdom so I can discern good versus bad. Because he might have heard the story that his father David had made some bad choices. And he was asking God, God, would you please give me wisdom so I can discern between good versus bad. I wanted to discern between good and evil. He says that, God, I don't know how to go out and come in. Basically, he says that I don't know how to do anything. Going out means going for battle, or coming in, coming from victory. He says that I know nothing about this. And he was very tender age. He said, God, I am insignificant. I am weak. I don't have anything. I don't know how to go out and in. Would you please give me wisdom? And God looked at his heart. And God grant him wisdom and a prosperity. And everything that he has not even asked or dreamed about. And Solomon's kingdom became the greatest kingdom. God did not select Amnon, even he was firstborn. God did not select Absalom because he was liked by David and people, and he was handsome and well built. But God selected a Solomon who was weak, who was insignificant, who did not know where to go in and out. The Bible says that God selects not the greatest people, not the wisest people, not the strongest people, but the people who are insignificant, who are dependent on God. And God made them big. So if you believe that you are nothing, if you believe that you are nothing, you are not strong, then that is your qualification. If you believe that you have nothing and you are not, you have no skills, no wisdom, no strength, you have nothing, that becomes your qualification to God show up mightily in your life. It's God. That's the only way God can get glory. We have seen about Samson, and we believe that Samson was so mighty. I don't think so. I believe that Samson was ordinary people like you and me, and when the power of God was coming over him, he was becoming strong. So take courage. If you feel today that you are insignificant, you are weak, then you are a perfect candidate for God to show his power in your life. May God bless you. Thank you.